get ready to go. We're glad that you're all here, so now it's time to start the show. We're not in school, but we can still pretend by making music until this ends. We're making music with our Falcon friends.
Hey there, Falcons. Guys, we've been working really hard, and we've been learning about rhythms, we've been learning about melodies, we've been learning about music, we've been learning about all sorts of different things. But today, we're going to take a little bit of a detour. We're going to talk about a composer. We're going to talk about somebody who wrote some music, and we're going to give you a chance to not just learn about a composer, but we're going to give a chance to you to kind of become a composer yourself. What is a composer? What do they do? Well, you're about to find out. So, enough talking. Let's make some music.
We're making music with our Falcon friends.
Oh, geez. Sorry, second grade. I didn't realize you were here already. Second grade, I was just listening to this wonderful symphony. Symphony written by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Remember, there's actually symphony number 1, the first one he ever wrote. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It's been a little while. But Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was a composer, unlike really any other composers. But I want to talk for a second. What is a composer? Well, a composer, very simply, is somebody whose job is to write music. Their job is to write music. They actually get paid money to write music. That's a great job. Now, what jobs do you guys know? What jobs do your parents have? Your parents, what jobs do they have? How about what jobs do your grandparents have? What jobs do your aunts and uncles have? What job do you want to have when you grow up? Is there any job that you'd like to have? Well, one job that you could do is be a composer. A composer, like I said, is somebody who writes music and they get paid to do it. What a great job. Today I want to talk about one specific composer, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. So I was just listening to his symphony. I have a video we're going to watch, and more importantly, we're going to listen to. There's some really great information in this video. It's not too long. It gave you a tour of some of his music, get you to listen to some of his music, give you some really important details about his life. And when we come back, you're going to get a chance to not only be a composer like Mozart, you're going to get a chance to be a performer like Mozart too. So enjoy the video, and we'll be right back.
We're making music with our Falcon friends.
Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was the most wondrous of all wonder children. At the age of 5, he composed this minuet. At the age of 6, Mozart was already going on concert tours with his sister, who was also an excellent musician. By the time he was a teenager, he had already composed symphonies and operas. When he was 21, he had gone on 11 different tours. All the time he kept on composing. Mozart wrote various kinds of compositions. One of his favorite forms of composition, besides the sonata form and the fugue, was the form of theme and variations. He would take a theme like this one. Surely all of you recognize this theme as Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. It was popular even in Mozart's days, but with different words. Using this theme as a foundation, he would build musical ideas like this one. Can you still hear the theme? Or like this one. Can you recognize Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star now? These changes on the original melody are called variations. When Mozart was in Vienna, he was invited to play with Papa Haydn and his orchestra. Naturally, he played one of his own concertos. Mozart wrote many concertos, 5 for violin, a few for clarinet, horn, flute, harp, and bassoon. But most of his concertos were for the piano, which was his chosen instrument. He also wrote many sonatas, and most of these were for the piano. Mozart lived only 35 years, but he left us an enormous amount of music. This is due to the tremendous speed at which he was able to compose. For instance, he wrote his last 3 symphonies within 6 weeks. Mozart died penniless, but he left us rich with a treasure of beautiful music.
Well, what'd you think, second grade? A lot of really cool information there about Mozart. A lot of great music by Mozart. And you know, you are about Mozart's age when he started composing his own music. But you know, he was already performing music even younger. He was performing music when he was 5 years old. He was giving concerts. So you know, we've fallen a little bit behind here. We got to make up for some lost time. I think we can actually perform some music, but to do that, we're going to have to make an instrument first. So you're going to need a couple of things. First of all, you're going to need some construction paper. Different colors are great. You're also going to need a glue stick. You're going to need some tape. You're going to need a ruler. Definitely have a ruler. You're going to need something to write with and a scissors. Also, make sure you have your parents' help with this. Now, we're going to be coming up with some tubes. Now, you might be thinking, tubes aren't musical instruments. Well, actually, they can be. Anything can be a musical instrument. These tubes are going to be making different pitches. Some can be high, some can be low, like we have with our solfege names. Here's what I want you to do. Take a piece of construction paper. Make sure it's nice, thick construction paper. Make sure it's got some weight to it. You're going to have to measure this and make a little mark at 9 7/8 of an inch. All the details are in the description below, but 9 7/8 of an inch is where you want to make your mark. And again, you can have your parents help you with this too. It's always more fun to work on it with a partner. Okay? You're going to want to cut it to that length. So cut it so it's 9 7/8 of an inch. Okay? Now, next thing is your glue stick. Now, you're not actually going to use the glue. You're going to use it for the shape. What you're going to do is put it down on the construction paper. You're going to roll the construction paper up into a tube, like so. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then what you want to do, you have a tube here. You're going to want to tape it. Get some Scotch tape, and you're going to want to really tape this thing good so it stays together. You really can't use too much tape on this, but make sure it stays together. Make sure it doesn't come apart. And make sure it's nice and tight. So tape it all up and down, like so. I'm going to use probably one more piece of tape here. Now you got to get the glue stick out of there, so you may have to put something in there. You can use the scissors, or sometimes it'll just fall out. And now we have a tube. If I hit this tube, listen, it makes a pitch. Interesting. So what you're going to do is you're going to make 4 different size tubes for 4 different pitches. One of them is 9 7/8 of an inch. That's the one you just made. Get a different color paper, and your other one is going to be 7 3/4 of an inch. You should be learning about rulers in your regular class, so it's a good time to get some practice with doing that. Get another color paper for another size. You're going to get, 6 1/2 inches for your next one. And for your last one, you're going to want to make the smallest one. This one's only going to be 5 3/4 of an inch. When you've cut them, when you've rolled them, when you've taped them all, you'll end up with tubes that look like this. 4 different size tubes. They're different sizes because the different sizes will make different pitches. Maybe you've learned about this before, but the bigger the instrument, the lower the sound. The smaller the instrument, the higher the sound. So take a listen. You know what? These match up perfectly with our solfege names. Do, mi, so, la. You know what you could do? Now that we have these, we could actually play along with that Mozart symphony. Hey, that might be kind of fun. In the description below, I have for you a link to a YouTube video of Mozart's First Symphony. Every time you hear you can play along with that. I'll put all the information in the description below. You can actually play do, mi, so, mi, do. It goes pretty fast. It's a little bit tricky. But see if you can play along with that. It might be kind of fun. Then you can experiment a little bit. Maybe make up some new melodies. Make up some different types of melodies. Compose your own melodies. So make your tubes. And then I'd love to see what you made. You can post about it in the Flipgrid below. I'd love to see the different size tubes you made and how they sound. So have fun making your little mini boom whackers, and have fun making some music.
We're making music with our Falcon friends.
All right, second grade, you've got your little boom whackers, your little mini boom sticks, as I will call them. And you know what? Now that we have these, why don't, you know what might be fun? We can be a composer now. We can be like Mozart. You guys are 7 or 8 maybe. That's how old Mozart was. When he wrote his first symphony, he was 8 years old. Some of you are 7, some of you are 8. We can compose our own music. Here's what you're going to need. First of all, you're going to need your boom sticks, your boom whackers. You're also going to need to make a staff. Make a staff. So remember, get the ruler, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 6. Make the lines. We've done this many times now, okay? You know how to write some of our notes. So here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to start with a very easy pattern. Start with a really easy pattern. In fact, you know where do, mi, so, and la all go on our staff. So use each of those notes one time, but put them in any order you want. Any order. I'm just going to pick an order. Don't do this one. This is just what I'm doing. I'm going to pick mi, do, la, so. So mi, remember, where does that go? It goes on the, first line. And then do goes on its own line. That's the rule for do. And then la goes up in the second space. And then so goes on the second line. And I'll put my bar lines just like that. Okay, so now I have some music here. Well, you know what? This is great. It's nice to look at. And we could sing it too, but what if we actually played it? We can play it now because we've got our boom whackers. So here's my music. Mi, do, la, so. Let's see if I can play it. First I'll play mi, then do, then la, then so. Great. What I want you to do is actually become a composer. Be a composer, like Mozart was. You can make up your own patterns. I'd say make up, oh my, how many could we make up? Try making up at least 3 different patterns. You can make them easy like this with just 1 of each note, or sometimes you could maybe do 2 of each note. You could do 2 mi's and 2 do's. I don't know, you can do 3 la's. Make up a pattern and write it out. And once you have it written out, see if you can play it on your boom whackers. See if you can actually play it for somebody else in your house. And then maybe see if they could play it for you. You might have to show them how to do it, but I bet you could teach them and show them how to play some of the music that you wrote. Because being a composer, well, it's kind of fun. Especially when you get to make music, and most importantly, you get to share it with somebody else. So make some music, and don't forget to share it.
We're making music with our Falcon friends.
Well, we sure had fun this week, didn't we? So, until next time, grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear the pitter pat? And the happy tune is your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade. Now I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I ever had a cent, I'd be as rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. See you next time, guys.